When this was the next day, okay, the hurricane is gone. It's like first time to open the doors, total disaster.
Todo Puerto Rico estaba destruido completo, completo, completo.
I lived many hurricanes, but none like Hurricane Maria.
In the September of 2017, one of the deadliest storms in Atlantic history took shape. Hurricane Maria was regarded as the worst natural disaster on record in Dominica and Puerto Rico, the 10th most intense Atlantic hurricane on record and the most intense tropical cyclone worldwide of 2017. Maria cost over $100 billion in damages and took the lives of over 500 people during its several weeks of tyranny over the Caribbean. Though its devastation was immeasurable, the people of Puerto Rico, along with the help of FEMA, Red Cross, and other foundations, have been working day and night to repair the deep wounds left by this powerful act of nature. Miramont Family Medicine is a patient-centered medical home focused on providing their patients with full access to their health care, including in-house labs, x-ray, and medication dispensing.
Calling from Miramont Family Medicine.
A medical assistant from Miramont, Ashley Delgado, lived in Puerto Rico through part of her childhood with her grandparents, Oscar and Sonia. Hoping that there is a way she could help the island, Ashley went to the CEO of Miramont, Dr. John Bender. Together, they came up with a unique idea.
We are impressed with your abilities and your skill set, and we would like to offer you the position.
First, they decided to donate medical supplies to a hospital in the area. With the help of Miramont's supplier, Medline, they gathered what would become 4 full suitcases full of oxygen masks, syringes, surgical kits, and more. Secondly, Miramont decided to open up several positions in the company for Puerto Ricans in the medical field who may be left affected by the hurricane. Several staff, including Ashley, would then fly out for the final interview process. Once hired, Miramont would provide transportation, housing, and income for several months, back in colorful Colorado's slightly different climate.
So the first place I was thinking we could pass by would be so it's like a strip of like restaurant type areas. They're not really, you know, high end. It's kind of just a lot of people normally go to. Our grandparents would take us there all the time. But the buildings aren't concrete buildings. A lot of them were just like wooden shanty type buildings. So curious to know how they worked out. So you notice how the lights are off there? So pretty much it's just metele, you know, just go for it.
Go at your own risk.
They don't do the 4-way stop thing that we're used to doing when the lights don't work. So everyone's just trying to cut each other off. It's just, you gotta be aggressive, just show, hey, I'm going.
Right.
Hopefully nobody else does the same thing. So yeah, if we were to look at this and be like, oh, it doesn't look too bad. Just mind you that they've been working day and night for the past 3 months.
Right.
And they've started right in the smack down in the middle of the city, and they've worked their way out.
Continue on Calle Marginal for 2 kilometers.
And even then, a lot of the light posts, like you see over to the right, the light posts.
Hurricane Maria was something very out of our hands, was something very different. We are used to hurricanes in Puerto Rico, so our houses are like in cement, most of them. Of course, there's a lot in wood, but Hurricane Maria winds were like for sure over 160 to 200 miles per hour, and it was for too long, so it almost crossed the whole island. It crossed the whole island after the hurricane, so things, no electricity means no water, no pump, no electricity for pump the waters.
Well, I was in my parents' house and I wasn't really afraid of the hurricane. I was afraid of the aftermath of the hurricane. There was, we couldn't find like supplies like gas, water, and food. And we can also go out in our cars because of the debris in the streets. And when I went outside, I was like in complete shock. I see all the trees on the floor, all the electric poles on the floor. I was looking for my neighbors to see if they were okay, but I could reach them until a couple hours passed, and then my brother came home and he helped me to get out of my house.
Shimmering through the devastation, the pure, unadulterated beauty of Puerto Rico remains. Many of the beaches are barren, covered in the tracks of the machines used to clean Maria's aftermath. Many attractions were closed, rebuilding, or out of business. Debris had been put in piles, yet to be removed. The trees and vegetation, however, have already begun springing back to life. Much like the people of this Caribbean oasis, refusing to give up.
It was a September 19 to September 20, and well, in my house, my whole family were together. My parents, my sisters, my nieces, so we were nine persons in my house. Next day, we were around, no electricity, of course. In the back of my house, there was all crystal windows broken. There was like heaters, like solar heaters for other houses that were like 3 or 4 streets back.
With the whole team and bags of supplies safe in Puerto Rico, they headed to Humacao to visit Ryder Memorial Hospital. Here they would drop off their supplies and speak with medical director Deana Hallan.
¿Cuál es el nombre de ella? Santiago. This is my husband Andy.
Hello, how are you?
This is Michael and Shay.
Hi.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are from all from family medicine?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. My name is Deana Hallan. I'm the medical director of Ryder Memorial Hospital. It's a hospital founded in 1914 by United Church of Christ at that time, and we've continued as a nonprofit hospital for many years, 103 by now. You know, continuously working until now, until Hurricane Maria. Hurricane Maria came on September 20. It affected us enormously. On the day of the hurricane, the roof on our 5th floor failed, and it was, you know, just broke off, and so all the rain of the hurricane came flowing through all the subsequent floors down to the 1st floor. After that, we had rainstorms coming in like every 2 or 3 days. All the rain came through, so eventually we just got a lot of water damage from all these floors until just recently we got our roof repaired. It's not fully repaired, it's like 80% repaired, but only just recently we were able to stop all the rain from coming down. Now we're dealing with recovering all the areas, you know, just sanitizing everything and then getting up and running. And we have to remodel everything, so it's a quite huge endeavor. We're just, you know, trying to survive here, so we're looking a little bit better.
And is the building running out of the generator right now?
Oh, yeah, the generator's over here, the big generator from FEMA. The electricity coming on and off, you know, our equipment might fail because of that. So I'm still with external, you know, power, and then hopefully electricity will be stable enough in this area so we can just go full on grid. You mentioned you had some supplies.
Yes,
I don't know if you want to unload that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get them.
Or if you maybe Is it a lot?
There's 4 suitcases.
Oh, okay. So I want to make sure that we unload that and give it over to supplies.
Yeah.
We are one of the most affected hospitals in Puerto Rico. The other one in Aguadilla was affected a lot, but we're just trying to survive. Puerto Rico in general has been devastated with this Hurricane Maria. It's left a whole bunch of people without electricity. Still here we're dealing with a generator to get our electricity in this area that we see now, and without water for months, and some people still do not have water. But most of the people now have recovered water. Just even in the initial days after Hurricane Maria, it was really bad because we had no communications, no way of knowing who was doing well and who was not. And the hospital suffered so much because people could not even come in to get the medical care attention. Our emergency room kept on working even throughout the storm, during the storm, throughout the storm, and still now continue working, serving a lot of people that were sick, and we continue to operate. Our ambulatory clinics keep on receiving patients, and only just since November we were able to hospitalize patients in our skilled nursing facility, using it as an inpatient service to be able to do those patients who were sick enough. We're just trying to recuperate and build up again and make this hospital available to our community. It's one of the largest hospitals in the southeastern area of Puerto Rico, and it's the longest running, one of the older hospitals in Puerto Rico, so we just hope we don't have to shut it down.
Pues mi nombre es Edgardo Gonzalez, soy el Safety Officer del Hospital Ryder. ¿Qué te puedo contar de María? Fue una experiencia bastante difícil en términos de todas las situaciones que tuvimos que manejar, el desalojo de pacientes, el cuidado del paciente antes del huracán, dentro del huracán y después del huracán. Fue una experiencia también de aprendizaje, donde muchas cosas que nosotros pues habíamos dado teóricamente a nuestros empleados y capacitaciones que habíamos recibido a nivel estatal y federal, pues lo pudimos poner en práctica, y fue una parte donde nosotros pudimos ver que pues realmente estábamos capacitados como es, con las exigencias que nos tienen las agencias acreditadoras. Pero fue una experiencia de mucho crecimiento profesional, en términos de cómo podemos ayudar al paciente, a sus familiares, en términos de cuando nos vienen a buscar en alguna situación de emergencia, o cuando estuvimos trabajando situaciones dentro del hospital.
¿No podía decir específicamente cuando llegó María, cuando cayó?
Bueno, cuando llegó María, prácticamente nosotros comenzamos a sentir las fuerzas de los vientos a eso de las 11 de la noche. Prácticamente el equipo que nos quedamos aquí en el hospital éramos como 20, ninguno durmió esa noche. Y prácticamente ahí fue que comenzó, desde las 3 de la mañana fue lo más difícil, cuando tuvimos que desalojar el área de intensivo, que fue que la parte del tratamiento del techo, pues el huracán se la llevó. Y de ahí, desde las 3 de la mañana casi hasta las 6 de la tarde de ese día, pues fue algo bien intenso, bien intenso.
Me dijeron que uno de los pisos se cayeron, el agua empezó a bajar de arriba.
Ese fue en el cuarto piso, el área intensivo, teníamos 23 pacientes, ahí es que comienza a entrar el agua, hubo que sacar los pacientes al pasillo para entonces poder estabilizarlos. Ahí fue que comenzó a drenar el agua. Sin contarte las puertas que comenzaron a explotar, las ventanas. Entonces éramos 6 hombres tratando de hacer fuerza para poder taladrarle la pared o en el metal y cogerlo. Así que fue algo bien difícil, decirlo así.
¿Cuánto tiempo cogió para llegar a ayuda, para que empezaran a reconstruct?
A las 2 semanas más o menos fue que comenzó a llegar todo tipo de personas a hacer los famosos assessments para ver cuáles eran las necesidades y todo eso. Yo diría que como al mes fue que empezó a llegar la ayuda. La ayuda principal que llegó fue la del DIMAS de Alabama, que esto es el HHS, que nos vino a dar apoyo en unas casetas al lado de esa emergencia para trabajar los pacientes que venían, lo que nosotros podíamos trabajar en combinación con ellos.
Oh, wow. Y me dijeron que tenían que dejar muchos de los trabajadores porque no habían poder para el hospital entero.
Mira, porque casi siempre las agencias acreditadoras nosotros nos exigen que tengamos el plan de emergencia, que tengamos personas para cubrir por lo menos 3 turnos. Y muchas de las personas que se llamaron, por ejemplo, los que estaban en el 2 a 10, pues esas personas se quedaron en la institución, pernoctaron en la institución. Habían 2 equipos más adicionales para que se fueran rotando los turnos. Una de esas personas fui yo, que estuve casi prácticamente una semana completa aquí en el hospital.
With a lot of hope and hope in the new year we'll be able to make us be able to come back and continue to serve what we do best, with quality medical care.
Miramont's team then headed up through the mountains, away from the main city. Here you could still see trees spread like dust on the side of the road, and buildings reduced to broken piles of cement and metal.
So I lived here. My mother lived here when she was a kid. My grandparents have lived here, God knows how long. They got married here too. I lived here from the age of 5 to 12. I went to school here as well in this neighborhood. And this is my grandfather's farm kind of area. It has roosters, sometimes he'll have pigs.
Tú me dijiste que estaba en Colorado, pero cuando regresaste, cuando estaba aquí, ¿qué tuviste cuando primero entraste?
Bueno, cuando yo entré, todo esto estaba en el suelo, todo esto, no había nada, todo eso lo llevó. Eso yo lo arreglé ahora.
¿Hace cuándo lo arreglaste?
Hace como un mes.
Hace un mes. ¿Y lo hiciste con la ayuda con familia?
La ayuda de la familia, Carol, todo, Sonia, María, Edri.
¿Y FEMA no vino nada de Puerto Rico? ¿Vinieron para acá?
Sí, vinieron, entrevistaron y chequearon.
Chequearon para ver. ¿Le dieron agua, le dieron comida?
Nos dieron agua, nos dieron comida. La alcaldesa de Canóvana nos dio.
Ok, entonces ¿cuánto tiempo tú tenías sin poder, sin electricidad?
Tuve 3 meses sin electricidad, hace una semana nada más que llegó
¿Y agua siempre tenía?
Agua siempre hubo. Okay. En los primeros días, 2 días o 3 no había y después había.
¿Y la diferencia de aquí, de donde tú estás, esta ciudad y el resto de Puerto Rico, qué diferencia era? ¿El resto de Puerto Rico casi igual o...?
Puerto Rico estaba destruido completo. Postes en el suelo, sin electricidad, los árboles, todo.
¿Cuánto tiempo cogió para quitar los rayos? Porque ya veo que se puede matar.
Bueno, para la calle cogió como un mes y pico en abrir camino. Y después terminando de limpiar, todavía no se ha terminado. Ya lleva 3 meses y pico y no se ha terminado.
Y ya veo que muchos de los luces no funcionan de los calles.
Ah, los alumbrados, no, si eso estaba todo en el suelo, todo. Y hay algunos que no han podido arreglar todavía. Arreglado muy pocas. Esos escombros. Todo eso lo desbarató completo, eso lo arreglamos nosotros, lo paramos.
The reason they picked it up and put it on top of here is because these trees that had a lot of leaves on it and it would cause shadow. But now they don't have any shadow, they have to protect the rooster still. So they just took whatever scrap they could and put it on top for now.
Alrighty, so here we are in our lab. So this is Shay, this is Monique. So we can do cell counts in 5
Miramont ended up hiring 2 employees, Anna and José. They now live with Ashley and Dr. Bender, working hard in the Fort Collins office. Their experience of Maria, however, will never be forgotten.
So at some points we just had to go to one bathroom. We got the 9 of us in a bathroom. And well, it was like, actually that was my first time that I had been scared, like for my life, actually. And my little niece was like, yeah, she was like, are we going to die or something? Like, because it was really strong. And that was a point that we noticed, like we maybe don't know what's gonna happen. After all this, of course the electricity went off, but that's a normal thing in a hurricane. So when this was the next day, okay, the hurricane is gone. It's like first time to open the doors, total disaster.
I think San Juan, the part of old San Juan is still without power today. They are working with generators, at today. I remember that at my apartment, I got power at 41 days, but it comes and goes, so it's not permanent yet.
A lot of people lose their jobs, of course, as myself and a lot of people. That's why I was driving to San Juan. There was like it's like a one hour drive to try to look for internet, and I actually tried to look for some send some resumes for some work. I actually sent a lot, of course, and when one of them is Miramont Family Medicine. They were actually opening a couple of positions for people like displaced for their work after the hurricane. I was kind of, it is true, it is not. So, but I sent it, and like 2 months after, I received a call that I was accepted for the work, and that is amazing. Miramont really wanted to help people from Puerto Rico, and it includes for us housing, that was very important, medical insurance, transportation, gas. So right now I'll be here for 6 months. 6 months, and well, so far is 1 month. That didn't happen very fast. So I'm just grateful, of course, with God, with the opportunity, and of course by my part is I will need and continue to do and learn my best every day. So that's what I'm here for. My dad actually worked in the electrical company in Puerto Rico, and yeah, there's working every day hard. It's not that they are not doing anything, it's that they send for Cobra electrical company, I think it's from Texas, Fluor, Excel. So there's a lot of companies trying to help, and it's funny. Then you will see a video you can see a video in YouTube or something that 2 days ago, 3 days ago, and this is normal every time a school get electricity or a city. You guys like the kid's face in the video when it's like wow, and they start celebrating when the lights goes on, and well, that is our reality right now. We will be okay, but it's very hard. As I say, like every part of the world have their problems. California had their fires. There's earthquakes. Now was our time for a big thing, and it was really a big thing.
I am lucky. I am one of the lucky ones,
And we will get better. So just day by day.
There is still a long road ahead for Puerto Rico's recovery, but her people are staying strong and working together. There are many ways for you to help those still in need, including the United for Puerto Rico organization and the Global Giving Foundation.